2013, boat party, every other lad's top off. Mine wasn't. I wasn't having a terrible time. I was drinking, cutting some naughty shapes, and of course having a laugh. But I was looking at everyone else, not thinking about it. Not worrying about how they looked, not sucking their stomach in, not angling themselves away from photos, just having a good time. I'd lost 30 kilos, 120 kg down to 90. Top off in Ibiza the following summer, which I know sounds like a terrible cliche, but if you know me at that boat party, you'd understand. I'm going to tell you exactly why I ate to do it. Before we get into the actual meals, because that's what you're here for, and I'll get there, I want to say something. The fitness industry doesn't really like admitting. The reason you haven't lost weight isn't necessarily willpower. It's decisions. Every single day you wake up already behind. What's breakfast? Is that okay? What am I having for lunch? Can I have a snack? Should I track that? What's for dinner? Is that too many calories? Should I be eating this? By the time you're home from work, tired, run down, maybe you've had a day that's ground you into the floor, the tank is empty. And that's when you stop making decisions for the version of yourself you want to be and start making them for the version of yourself that just wants to sit on the sofa and not think anymore. That's not weakness, that's just how it works. You have a finite amount of willpower, and if you're spending it on endless food decisions all day, there's nothing left when you actually need it. The fix isn't more discipline, it's fewer decisions. So here's what I did. Same breakfast every day, same lunch every day, same afternoon snack, and then dinner gets a bit more flexible, and I'll explain why in a second. Breakfast, overnight protein oats. Oats, protein powder, chia seeds, 0% Greek yogurt, frozen berries on top if you wish, that is it. Make it the night before, it takes 4 minutes, it sits in the fridge, you can grab it in the morning, and you can eat it at your desk, you can take it on your commute, and you don't even need to think. Now I know what you're thinking. Oats and protein powder, Ben, that sounds absolutely thrilling. And you're right, it's not, but it is tasty. And a little tip, change the protein powder flavor. It's then pretty much a completely different breakfast, kind of. Chocolate one day, and strawberry if you're feeling exotic. Same meal, but different. And by the time you've had it 3 days in a row, you stop thinking about it entirely. It's just what you have. Job done. It's high in protein, keeps you full till lunch, and you have 0 decisions before 9 a.m. Which, when you've been up since 6 a.m. and you're half asleep and you just want a coffee, that does matter. So next, lunch. Lean mince, crunchy salad, sriracha, and cottage cheese. I know, stay with me. Lean mince, or ground beef if you're American, cooked off with chili seasoning or whatever flavor you're in the mood for. A bag of ready-made crunchy salad, you know, the ones that have got lettuce, cabbage, shredded carrot, already prepped, already washed. You don't have to do anything. Chuck it all in a bowl, mince on top, sriracha, and then this is the bit most people raise their eyebrow at, fat-free cottage cheese on top. Now, before you make that face, just think of it as sour cream. And the protein it adds is ridiculous for the calories. It's the same principle as breakfast. The base stays the same, the decision is just what flavor you want today. Sriracha and chili on Monday, maybe something more Chinese-ish on Wednesday. The meal doesn't change, the seasoning does. That's the only decision. It takes about 10 minutes to cook, less if you're good at it, and it can be prepped the night before if you want to be that person. And yes, I was that person, because I'm a lazy kid. Now we're on to the afternoon snack. 0% Greek yogurt with frozen berries. Now I don't know about you, but the afternoon munchies always hits me. So this yogurt bowl is ideal. It's not complicated, it's high in protein, it takes 30 seconds to make, and it stops you getting to dinner having consumed sweet F all since lunch. And finally, dinner. This is where you get to be a bit more of a human being. You're sitting down with your partner, your family, your mates, and dinner needs a bit more flexibility. And guess what? It can have it, because you already know what you've eaten. Breakfast is done, lunch done, snack done. You know what you've consumed, you're not guessing. You're not estimating 3 coffees and half of nuts and hoping for the best. One rule I do love for dinner though, protein first and then vegetables. And carbs if you've trained that day or you're training later. Keep it simple. Steak and veg, chicken stir fried with noodles if you've trained, salmon salad if you haven't, whatever's on the table. But the framework's there. Protein first always. And that's it. 3 meals, a snack, and a simple rule for dinner. That's the whole thing. You see, most diets fail because they're too complicated. Too many options, too much tracking, too many decisions. You spend all your mental energy managing the plan and there's nothing left to actually follow it. Fix breakfast and you've made 0 decisions before 9 a.m. Fix lunch and the only question is, what flavor are you having? That's it. And then dinner, that's where the flexibility is. But because the rest of the day is handled, you're only really tracking 1 meal. 1 meal. Not every little nibble, not every little bite, not every crumb, not a detailed breakdown of your mid-morning coffee, just 1 meal. Which is a lot more manageable than an app full of logging at 11 p.m. trying to remember what you had at 2 o'clock. And here's what I found. After about a week, I stopped thinking about food. Not in like some disordered way, just it wasn't a source of daily stress anymore. I knew what I was having, I knew roughly what was in it, and I could get on with my day. That's the goal. Not perfection, just removing food is a thing you have to think about constantly. There will be weekends, there always are. Friday night where none of this happens, Saturday where it gets worse, and Sunday where you feel like you've completely undone everything and you might as well wait until Monday. You haven't, obviously. One bad day does sweet F all to a month of consistent eating, but one good week does sweet F all to a month of bad weekends. Know which one you're building. Don't throw it in, don't do the dramatic restart, just carry on. Ask yourself what happened, what you could have done differently, and then actually do it differently next time. Think in months and not weeks, think averages. Look, I've been doing this 10 years. I still have weekends. I still have the odd week where I have a little wobble, but I also know what I'm going back to on Monday morning. Do you know? Overnight oats. obviously. The exact meals are in the description. Measurements, macros, all of it. Start with one, probably breakfast. Make it the same tomorrow as it was today. One less decision, see what happens. Subscribe if you want more of this, and I'll see you next time.